What's good, and welcome to the first of my Thursday. I can't even call them Thursday voice notes anymore. Um, Thursday messages. I don't know. I'll come up with a name for it. That's not really important right now. But basically, this is the next step in the progression of this process. Just as a bit of background, 2017. I had a bunch of broadcast lists where I would just broadcast information out, but it was written information, right? I used to spend quite a bit of time just writing down my thoughts, well, typing my thoughts into my phone, and then I would broadcast it out to people, helpful information, advice, and all of that. People would then text me back after having read what I had sent through to them. Effectively, what happened next was I was like, yo, maybe I can connect with people better if I send out voice notes. So that's what I did. I started sending out voice notes. And I had to do it through groups. Just it was so difficult trying to sort through those broadcast lists. I had so many lists of people. It was just a headache to work around that. And I was using WhatsApp as the platform. There was no real way for me to, segment. I know there was the whole introduction of WhatsApp Business, which really did help things, but I don't think it was enough for me to continue working that those informative voice notes purely off of WhatsApp. I actually should have done this many years ago, but yeah, here I am. So what I'm gonna be doing is just each week, just as I was doing before, very simply, just having the camera up. The videos probably won't be as set up as this in a space like this. They'll probably be wherever I am, because that's usually how I did my voice notes. I would literally, wherever I was, I would just do the voice note quickly there, and then that was what I would put out for that week. So yeah, if you're keen to be a part of one of those 22 WhatsApp groups, then yeah, you only really need to be in one of them, and you'll then receive the voice note. So I'm going to take whatever it is that I do here, and then I'm going to shift it over to WhatsApp, and then that will be the audio file. So you can choose which one you want to be a part of. I'd appreciate if you'd be part of both, but I know there's so much stuff coming at us these days that you kind of want to streamline your life, and I just want to give you options. So it is what it is. Cool. So I had a question that came through to me actually a few times, and I thought maybe I could just talk about that for a second. I need to be very conscious of time. I know sometimes my WhatsApp voice notes go all the way up to like 12, 13 minutes sometimes, so I'm going to try and just condense it a bit for the video. The question was, can I register with SAMRO but as a group, right? There's this person, he says that he's a part of a crew and basically wants to get his music registered, right? He wants to start earning royalties, which is great for me. I always applaud that. I'm happy, but he asked whether you could get registered as part of a group. It's a good question because you're a group, you create projects as a group, you figure that when the money comes in, you want it to come in as a group as well, right? So with SAMRO, you can run it in a multitude of ways, but I would just say, just to start off, that SAMRO doesn't work with groups, right? They work with people, right? Unless you're a music publisher, if you're a composer, they want to know you, the person, you with your ID number. That's actually that's one of the ways that they're then able to track that it actually is you, based on your ID, the information that's in your ID. So that then means that even if you change your name, so you call yourself, I don't know, toilet paper, and then you want to change your name to chair, you can do that because remember your ID number does not change, and your actual your name, the name that's in your ID, doesn't change either. So there's no need to worry about that. But in terms of being a part of a group, what you'll each then need to do is then be contributors to that work. So you'll have your song, and when you're doing your notification of works, it'll be very, very simple. Instead of just having it as one person earning 100%, you will then have your various roles, whether it be a music producer, as long as you are a part of the composition of that track, then you can place your information there. So if it's you and two other people, then you guys will have your discussion. Make sure to have that discussion, please, of what percentages are going to be given out. And then at that point, you then state, so-and-so is the composer. They're going to be getting 30%. That's what you guys agreed on. So-and-so is going to be an author. They'll get 40%. and then the last person will then get 30% as well. That will then total your entire 100%. It needs to equal up to 100. Some of the clients that I've had have sent forms in that where the maths was wrong. It was either too little or over 100. So then what ended up they ended up having to then redo that notification of work. So you don't want to get yourself into that situation. So yeah, you can still do that. I do know of situations where people want to centralize all the information, centralize all the royalties. It is also an option. I personally wouldn't feel too comfortable if there's a group of just 4 of us here and one person said, let 100% of the royalties go to them, and then from there, that person will then send the money out. You leave yourself open to problems, and this then brings me to the next reason why I would rather have you register as an individual. Remember, groups come and go. Just because you're a part of whatever group it might be right now, in the next couple of years or months, even, you might break up, or more people might be added into that group. So that it then makes logical sense that when you register for a company like SAMRO, that it's done as individuals. The other thing that might happen is that your group might not break up, but you might want to start releasing music individually. I mean, you have creative freedom, right? You want to release in the group, you want to release by yourself, you want to collaborate with that person, you want that person to be on that track, and you want to have that freedom to be able to move as an individual, right? And that's what that gives you if you are able to, well, if you do register as an individual. So yeah, short answer, no. You're not going to register with SAMRO as a group. It will be as an individual. So yeah, that is the question I wanted to answer. I'll probably be posting. I don't know what the frequency will be because it's not the same as just doing a quick voice note on WhatsApp. I'm going to try as best as possible to do it on a weekly basis. But then what that means is that in terms of production quality, it's going to be quite basic in the beginning, and then we'll build it up from there. Peace.